Cedar Fair is one of the largest theme park chains in the world. The chain currently has 11 different amusement parks in its portfolio, and across those parks, the chain has 127 different roller coasters, including many award winners or record breakers. In this video, I will rank the chain's best 25 roller coasters as of the end of the 2023 season. Before starting the list, I need to note this list will only include the coasters at parks currently part of the chain. It will exclude coasters at parks previously owned by Cedar Fair, and it will not include anything at the Six Flags parks, as the merger has not been completed yet. Then if you want more in-depth thoughts about any of the rides that earned an official spot in this list, I already have a separate review published on the channel. Number 25, Steel Force at Dorney Park. This Morgan hypercoaster is a sea of airtime hills. The large hills at the start provide nice floater. The far turnaround deviates for a bit by offering decent laterals and some scary head choppers. Then the return run returns to negative Gs, as you have a series of bunny hills. These reliably have offered decent to good floater airtime in the past, but there's potential they'll be even stronger going forwards. There are rumors the park is dialing back the mid-course brake run even further for the 2024 season. Number 24, Afterburn at Carowinds. This is a great Balger and Mabillard inverted coaster. This one has a similar start to Montu, as the first 5 inversions are identical. They are a tad less snappy and forceful here, but they're still better than your average invert. I particularly love the wild batwing between the forces and visual diving into the trench. Then this ride has really nice pacing, as it holds good speed and it lacks a mid-course brake run. I just prefer the airtime-centric rides higher on this list. Number 23, Prowler at Worlds of Fun. This GCI wood coaster is an excellent setting in the woods. Very little of this coaster is visible off-ride. The layout most resembles an out-and-back coaster, but the track subtly twists side to side in between elements to make them feel more dynamic. And there are plenty of hills, most of which offer airtime. The first half is more sustained airtime, while the return run is quicker pops. This ride was pretty bumpy for a while, but the recent retracking has it running like a dream. Number 22, Diamondback at Kings Island. This B&M Hyper has one heck of a start. The first drop and first 2 camelbacks offer some extreme floater airtime. Then you hit a trim. The remaining hills have airtime, but it's not as strong. This coaster has plenty of length, and I love the wooded setting. The first few valleys do have a noticeable rattle though, which impacts its rerideability. Number 21, Thunder Striker at Carowinds. It still feels weird saying that name. I love this ride's first half. It has some extremely strong and sustained floater airtime. The second half is quite weak though, as you only get some marginal airtime and mild Gs in the helix as you limp back to the brakes. But the start is strong enough to carry this coaster. While Diamondback is a better setting, I give this Hyper an edge because it still offers a glass smooth ride. Number 20, Yukon Striker at Canada's Wonderland. This is my favorite B&M dive coaster. It starts with a signature drop. It has major suspense with the holding brake and visual diving into the tunnel. Then the vertical drop is loaded with floater airtime. Then this coaster is better pacing than the other large-scale dive coasters. This one is front-loaded with 4 consecutive inversions. 3 of them offer crushing positive Gs. Then you get some delightful hang time on the massive 0G winder. The finale does dial it back a bit, but there's still another solid drop and a visually cool helix above the midway. Number 19, Accelerator at Knott's Berry Farm. This ride is a rush. This was the prototype hydraulic launch coaster, and that launch is something special. You accelerate at a ferocious clip. It is so fast that it causes my stomach to drop. Then the subsequent top has fantastic ejector airtime. It is particularly sweet in the back row because it's paired with great laterals in the descent. The following 2 turns are fast and offer some sneaky positive Gs. This ride is extremely short, but it's oh so powerful. Up next would have been Volcano the Blast coaster at King's Dominion. This was such a unique coaster. This was a rare full-circuit inverted coaster from Intamin, and it was launched no less. The ride started with a sudden and punchy LIM launch. The speed was fantastic. Then the train hit a second boost in and out of the volcano. The second half consisted of a series of inversions around the volcano high in the air. All three of the inline twists offered sweet hang time. This coaster was short, but it sure was memorable. It's a shame it's gone. Number 18, Copperhead Strike at Carowinds. This mock multi-launch coaster has a diverse and dynamic layout. This is one of the better coasters out there for hang time. 4 of this ride's inversions truly offer spectacular hang time, especially because you're restrained by just a lap bar. Then this ride has some solid airtime moments and quick directional changes. Ironically, this launch coaster's biggest weakness is the launches. They have really weak accelerations and exist simply to get you up to speed, but I love everything else. Up next would have been Top Thrill Dragster's Cedar Point. This intimate accelerator coaster was intimidating. This ride one of the fastest launches in the world. Like Accelerator, it was a hydraulic launch with a serious kick to it. Then the top had offered a blend of floater airtime, strong laterals, and amazing views in one single element. This coaster was super short, which is why it couldn't place any higher. I am not sure if Top Thrill 2 will be better than the original, but I am glad this iconic ride is returning in some capacity this year. Number 17, Magnum XL2 at Cedar Point. This aero creation was a trailblazer. It introduced the world to the out-and-back hypercoasters we've grown accustomed to. The first half offers beautiful views of Lake Erie, paired with plenty of floater airtime. Then the return run has some downright violent airtime as you navigate these triangular-shaped bunny hills. I do wish this ride tracked a bit better, and it had more comfortable restraints, but this ride's power is undeniable. Number 16, Behemoth at Canada's Wonderland. This is yet another B&M Hyper. This one is a similarly strong first half as Thunder Striker, but this ride is a far better finale. The helix has superior Gs, then the final few hills also offer decent airtime. I think this coaster offers the best airtime in the last row, but some of the valleys can be a bit shaky back there, so it is a trade-off. Number 15, Renegade at Valley Fair. This GCI wood coaster is a really nice layout. The first half takes place in a backstage area. There are these speed hills with sustained floater airtime. Then the large turnarounds offer sharper jolts GCI is known for. Then the second half throws in some more quick pops on the smaller hills. There are 2 cons compared to the other GCIs higher on this list. 1. The retractable seatbelts can take away some airtime as the ride progresses. 2. The ride had a noticeable shimmy when I last rode it in 2022. Number 14, Gold Striker at California's Great America. This may be the most intense GCI coaster. There are some surprise positive Gs and laterals as you rip through the layout. The ride is fast-paced on its own, but the speed is enhanced by all the supports, tunnels, and sound barriers. Then this ride has plenty of airtime pops as well. They aren't quite as strong as the other top-tier GCIs, but that's fine because it does everything else so well. And with the recent track work, this ride is once again re-rideable. Number 13, Mystic Timbers at Kings Island. This is Prowler, but better. This is another GCI wood coaster through the woods with an agile layout. The airtime and twists are better on this one, and I've had the ability to experience this ride at night, which makes the already great pacing even better. There is very little light back there. And this coaster is still running extremely smoothly, making it a delight to re-ride. Then the shed at the end is a fun little touch that brings a smile to my face. Number 12, Leviathan at Canada's Wonderland. The original B&M Giga Coaster kicks things off with a spectacular first drop. It is one of the best sustained airtime moments in the world. Then there are a few additional camelbacks with very strong floater airtime as well. And I also love the first speed hill, as it blends negative Gs and laterals. But there are a few elements on the return run that are just okay. I really wish this ride had an extra bunny hill or two on the way back to the station. Number 11. Mamba Worlds of Fun. Remember how I said Steel Force could have its mid-course brake run dialed back in 2024? Well, this is what happened to Mamba recently. This ride used to be trimmed to death in the return run. Now it runs untrimmed, and it has very strong floater to flagector airtime all the way back to the station. It is wild considering how minimalistic and freeing this ride's lap bars are. Then the first half is just as great as ever with the large camelbacks and the interesting turnaround section with positive Gs and head choppers. Number 10. RailBlazer, California's Great America. This was one of the original Rocky Mountain construction Raptors, and it's one of the best paced coasters in the world. It looks cartoonish off-ride with a narrow track and crazy speed. The two largest drops offer some wicked ejector airtime. Then the dive loop and S-hill also offer intense negative Gs and wild laterals simultaneously. The restraints are not perfect, and this ride is super short, which prevents it from climbing any higher. Number 9. Maverick at Cedar Point. This intimate creation is a jack of all trades. It starts with an incredible beyond vertical drop with powerful ejector airtime. Then there are a series of low turns offering speed, laterals, and positive Gs. The coaster then has some additional ejector airtime moments, 2 decent corkscrews, and a punchy launch in the dark. Last but not least, this coaster's 2 super snappy Stengel dives that violently contort the train. I just wish this ride had better restraints, and it would have made the top 5. Number 8. Orion at Kings Island. This B&M Giga Coaster is a better version of Leviathan. The first drop is just as amazing with oodles of floater airtime. Then the remaining elements all hit. The ride has plenty of sustained airtime, but the negative Gs in the return run are better than most B&Ms. And this is paired with the ride's phenomenal speed and some nice positive Gs in the first few pullouts and the helix towards the end. I just can't place it any higher because it feels an element or two short. Number 7. Ghost Rider at Knott's Berry Farm. This wood coaster was originally built by CCI, but it underwent a major refurbishment from GCI that has it running in top form. The first half is large hills with good airtime, but the ride kicks things into overdrive in the second half. The drop off the former mid-course offers some incredible ejector airtime. Then the ride charges through the support structure blending airtime pops and laterals. And speaking of laterals, that final helix is insane. It will have you pinned to the side of your seat for 10 straight seconds. Number 6. Twisted Timbers at King's Dominion. This RMC hybrid is a vast improvement over the former Hurler. This ride packs in so much airtime. The 3 consecutive camelbacks offer sustained and powerful ejector airtime. Then the other hills offer briefer but still violent airtime. Then this ride also throws in 3 inversions, with the barrel roll down drop and 0G roll offering some delightful float. While this ride doesn't have the sense of speed of the rides ahead of it, the airtime is special. Number 5. Millennium Force at Cedar Point. The original Giga Coaster is all about speed. This intimate creation is special in the front row. Feeling this ride's raw speed as you carve around Millennium Island is pure bliss. That is this ride's strength over any individual element. That being said, this ride still has some notable elements. The first drop is amazing between the views, size, and floater airtime. The subsequent overbank is a hard gray out for me. Then the remaining 3 hills will have you levitating in the air. Number 4. Intimidator 305 at King's Dominion. This name will change soon, but the ride experience should remain the same. And this is easily one of the world's most intense coasters, and it's not hard to see why. You have the height, epic drop, and speed of Millennium Force, but the directional changes of Maverick. The initial turn is a guaranteed gray out for all, and possibly a blackout for some. Then the following transitions are extremely abrupt and rowdy, offering wild laterals and airtime pops simultaneously. The rides ahead of it are better in the airtime department, but I-305 is no slouch in that area. Number 3. Fury 325 at Carowinds. This is the best coaster B&M has ever built. It has an equally as amazing drop as the company's other Giga coasters, but the following layout spends more time low to the ground. This allows the coaster to showcase its blistering speed, and the first few transitions offer some wild laterals. Then this coaster has no shortage of airtime. The far turnaround and final few bunny hills offer very strong and sustained floater airtime. There are one or two elements in the middle that are duds, but everything else is perfection. Number 2. Shivering Timbers at Michigan's Adventure. This CCI wood coaster is an airtime machine. This may have the most floater airtime of any coaster out there. It is a long out and back coaster with a never-ending series of hills. Each one offers strong and sustained floater airtime. I swear you spend more time out of your seat than in it. Then for variety, this coaster offers some nice laterals in the far turnaround and the helix finale. I last rode this coaster in 2021, and at that point, the coaster was still running fairly smoothly. And coming in at number 1 is Steel Vengeance at Cedar Point. This RMC Hyper Hybrid is a masterpiece. It is arguably the best ride in the world for airtime, and it's mostly strong ejector too. Most instances are quick, sharp bursts, but there are some wonderfully sustained moments at the start, such as the top hat and that spectacular outward banked hill. It is one of the best airtime moments in the world in my opinion. Then this coaster has 4 great inversions mixed in. They lift you out of your seat, while also offering sweet near misses with supports. This ride's absurd length and aggressive nature make it absolutely breathtaking. So those are the top 25 roller coasters in the Cedar Fair chain. This list will likely change in the future as more coasters are added, such as Cedar Point's Top Thrill 2. What are your favorite coasters in the chain? Let me know down in the comments. If you enjoyed this countdown, I would appreciate it if you gave this video a like, and you considered subscribing, because there'll be a lot more roller coaster amusement park videos here at Canopy Coaster. Thanks for watching.